I normally don't respond to We Hunted the Mammoth. I just have better things to do than watch David Futrell make love to himself. But anyway, this article I thought was worth addressing. There's some great news for supporters of the Sarkeesian Effect, a seemingly random collection of badly filmed interviews with assorted people who dislike Anita Sarkeesian that is allegedly being edited into a film of some kind. In a new video, Jordan Owen, the Harrier of the two Sarkeesian Effect impresarios, has announced an amazing new opt-out opportunity for the alleged film's backers to donate money to him and his pal, then enemy, then pal again, Davis Arini. Owen reports that even though they're supposedly already done filming their alleged film, the two have somehow managed to work out a way to do some more filming that we didn't think we'd be able to do, but it's really going to tie the movie together, much like the non-Big Lebowski's famously peed on rug, I guess. Now, Owen won't provide any details, which he suggests might have something vaguely to do with the Honey Badger's recent escapade in Calgary, but apparently it's a quite exciting filming opportunity, and it somehow requires another month's worth of funding for the alleged film, and unless the project's backers specifically opt out by the end of the month, they're going to be charged for it. It's all very ethical. In the video, Owen also invites supporters to check out the amazingly professional website they have for their amazing film at thesarkeesianeffect.com. I would also highly recommend you check it out. It is in every way up to the exacting standards the two are known for. And before I forget, I'd like to mention some great news for the unintentional comedy that is the Sarkeesian Effect duo of the... And before I forget, I'd like to mention some great news for fans of the unintentional comedy that is the Sarkeesian Effect duo. And before I forget, I'd like to mention some great news for fans of the unintentional comedy that the Sarkeesian Effect duo provide almost every time they open their mouths. A couple of Sarkeesian Effect mockers, Andrew Todd from Badass Digest and Cav P from Twitter, have come into possession of puppets that, as Cav P puts it, look startlingly similar to the Sarkeesian Effect duo. They plan to produce a series of short videos starring said puppets. Here's the theme song for the series, which they call Marasterpiece Theater. You may notice that despite costing nothing to anyone but the two people who made it, this video somehow manages to look and sound a lot more professional than anything the actual Sarkeesian Effect dudes have produced so far. Well, David, the reason I wanted to respond to this is because, just to point out a few things. First of all, this, his pal, then enemy, then pal again. Working with Arini in the first place did not make him my pal. Severing ties with him did not make him my enemy, and reuniting with him did not make him my pal again. We are finishing the movie, and that is all. People are saying, how can you have reconciled after everything that happened? We haven't. We decided to finish the movie. That's it. Owen reports since I've done filming. Okay. Yeah, and so this thing about Calgary, the Honey Badgers in Calgary, I can tell you right now, no, that's not what it is. And when I tweet out in a couple of weeks what we actually filmed and what we were actually doing, you're going to see that that's not what it is. And all I can say is the reason we're not saying what it is right now is simply because we don't want the process to be interrupted, and I think most people understand that. Most people, the backers rather, understand that. That, you know, for example, the men's rights conference that happened had to be relocated. The first annual had to be relocated to another venue because of a bomb threat. That didn't get very much coverage in the media. And the MRA event that we went down to cover for the Sarkeesian Effect, that we were, we found out when we got there that there had been a joint effort between students and faculty to have the event organizer, Sage Gerard, investigated by the police because they thought he was harboring homicidal tendencies. That went nowhere, that investigation went nowhere. But this is the kind of shit that happens, and and yes, it's happened to people on both sides, but I don't think it's going to, I don't think there's any serious threat or any serious danger to us. I just don't want the process to be interrupted. I don't want the location we're going to be called with harassment. I don't want I don't want our travel plans to be interfered with by people calling up, security at different places, or the hotels in the area, or the airport, or anything like that. I don't want that shit happening. And so that's why I'm not saying where I'm going, or where we're going, or when we're going, or anything like that. But in a couple of weeks, we will tweet out the ultimate result, and no, it has nothing to do with the honey badgers. We already interviewed them, by the way. SarkeesianEffect.com website. Yeah, I'll take that. That's fair, because it's honestly, that what you see there is honestly me just doing some DIY. We actually have a lead on a guy that wants to do the website for us pro bono, so we'll probably end up going with that. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and just the Sarkeesian Effect Masterpiece Theater thing. Yeah, check it out. It's the theme song's up, and I'm actually really kind of surprised at the quality of this thing. I can't really be insulted, because I'm just kind of flattered, honestly. But anyway, Dave, the main point of this being that you are doing this. You are accusing us of some kind of misappropriation or some kind of ethically poor behavior. Our backers, we're communicating all of this to them. They know what's going on, and we're giving them time to pull out if they want. It's as if, I really don't know what it is you think you would expect us to do. Do you think that each time, the point of Patreon is to have ongoing donations? Do you think that we ought to, I guess, like every time we collect donations, delete everybody from the Patreon account and make them sign back up, or make them donate actively again? Is that what you want? If that's what you want, that's not how Patreon works. We go to our supporters. We made sure that our supporters know what's going on, and they have plenty of time to pull out. And believe it or not, the amount of money we're receiving for this has actually gone up since we announced it. So yeah, people are excited about it. And there's two things to remember. One, you and those like you have been accusing us of running some sort of scam from the very beginning. You have been accusing us of somehow, based on absolutely nothing, you have determined from the get-go that somehow we are going to take the money and run. That we are not going to do what we set out to do, or something like that. Even though we have consistently provided publicly available updates on what we are doing, where the movie is at, all of that, you have continued to assert that the movie's never going to come out, we're just going to take the money and run, and all of that, based on nothing. And even more so, it's in the defense of somebody who has collected many, many times what we have gotten for this movie, for a project that she is 3 years late in finishing, and who is already moving on to other projects. And you don't consider that some kind of problem. You don't see that. You literally cancel out any criticism of her simply because she's a woman fighting the good fight, in your mind. In your mind, fighting the good fight. She's objectively a woman. But anyway, that is the sexism. That is the hypocrisy. And it's all on your end. So, I don't know what to tell you, Dave, except that you are apparently proud of being a snickering little pissant I mean, you remind me, what you remind me of is Bill Donahue and the whole, like, was it American Catholic League and everything? Like, the little dopey guy that whenever they need somebody to get pissed off on behalf of Catholics, they turn to him, you know, the media turns to him. That's basically what you do. I mean, you really think, the sad thing is, I know you're trying, you post these very mocking articles and everything, and incidentally, we're thinking about using your little comment about how it's what the Sarkeesian effect was a groundbreaking work of experimental theater or whatever. We're thinking about using that in the trailer just to spite you, because you put it in print. But anyway, I know you think that you're like somehow making some great point here. You really, I mean, I am just stunned by your lack of self-awareness. I mean, the sad thing is you really think you're winning. Anyway.